Are you trying everything in the book to manifest your reality? You're doing the 369 method, you're scripting, you're doing all these manifestation techniques and methods, and you're wondering still if your manifestation is ever going to come. And this is where manifestation overload begins. And we got to go back to the basics because I've tried many things in my life. Things just never seem to work as I thought it would. Hi, how you doing? Johnny here. I'm really glad you're here today, wherever you're at in the world. If you do need some help or you want to talk to others in the manifestation world, then come join Creators in the 3D, where we all combine our minds together and help one another manifest. It's a free community where you can access and chat with one another to get to know other people in this community. Also, I do have group coaching there, which is only $10 a month, which I do bi-weekly on Wednesday nights. And if you want to be able to ask me anything on, I just want to make this affordable for everyone so that you can be able to get the life that you want. And I want to help as many people as possible and make this affordable for anyone that wants to learn to manifest in their reality. If that's something you want to be involved in, feel free to check out the description, and I love to see you in my community. And when we look at the law of assumption and look at Neville's work, I realized that it's a lot easier to manifest the things that you want. You just have to do the things in your life that if it's not making you happy and you're doing a lot of work, then what's that showing back into your reality is that you don't have it. And if you're doing too many things, your subconscious is already responding back that I know it's not, I see that in your reality. So we have to rephrase even the things that we say. In my last video, I talk about certain words that we shouldn't be using, like hope, I wonder if it's going to happen, or if. We should never use if. None of these words is putting the possibility of that outcome to come to you. The way that it worked for me when I discovered Neville several years back, all I did was SATS, state akin to sleep. Every single night, I would just imagine the life that I want or what I wanted temporarily, or something in the middle, or something that I wanted to achieve, whether it was a new job or if I wanted a particular thing like a vehicle. I've got those things. And all I did was every single night before I went to sleep, I would imagine myself. And when we imagine, it's more like just picturing yourself in first perspective. Like imagine that if you were to get this new job and it's very difficult to get. Like for example, if I were to get a job in tech, I would just imagine myself already there working and maybe hanging out in the break room, or imagining a call from a friend that you're talking about this manifestation that you got, the telephone method. But all these methods, I would just do it before sleep. And a lot of times, if I can't do it because I'm so tired, I would simply sit there for about 10 to 20 minutes meditating on the thing that I want. A lot of people can't use their imagination or not sure if they are doing it right. So that's why thoughts are important in this, is that you can simply think about the thing that you want and just think about what it is that you want in your life. Is it a new home, right? Imagine yourself as you're laying down to bed, imagine you sleeping in that new home, right? So I would imagine myself in first perspective, meaning if you're just like with Neville, you already are in Barbados. So I would picture myself in my vehicle, and if it's like car camping or you want an RV or something like that, then I would just imagine myself being in that vehicle, and eventually it all just starts coming together. But all I did for a lot of my manifestations, because I wasn't, a lot of times my life during the day is so busy, so sometimes I don't really think about the things that I want. But that's like the simple method is laying down right before bed and imagining what it would be like to have your desire. Who would be there? Who would be congratulating you? Would your friend be saying, I'm so glad that you got this new home? Or I'm so glad you finally got into the relationship that you wanted? Now, this creates the feelings when you think about who would be there, what would they be saying, what would you feel if you already had it. So you bring these feelings upon you by thinking about these words, like how would it feel? What would it be like? I wonder what it would be like to have $1 million, right? We would ask these questions to our subconscious. Or I wonder what it would feel like if I were to have this new home right on the mountaintop. Or I wonder how it would feel if I finally have the loving relationship of my life, right? Because some people will manifest the things that they want, but it doesn't complete in the whole. They'll draw the relationships to them, but in the end, it doesn't work out. And, they say these in words, and I'm not trying to say anything directly to anyone, but what happens is that we're putting this back out. These are beliefs of yours. So if we're saying I'm getting the relationship that I want, or I'm getting the dates and I'm meeting the cool people, but then it ends up not turning out into anything, is because we have an internal belief of not having that after the fact that it's already here. A lot of people tend to draw things to them, but then they end up pushing them back away because they go back into this mindset of, I wonder if this person's going to do the same thing again. I wonder if this person's going to leave and things like that. We think something's going to happen after the fact that they already came back. Really, we have to catch ourselves when we think about this, because everything in your reality is you pushed out. You are reflecting back out that energy. And if you're drawing things to you, but then you're reflecting back a different belief, then you are pushing it back away from you. So when things come to you, accept it. But really, there isn't too many methods that you need to be doing. You shouldn't be overloading yourself with a lot of different things, because we're putting back out that we do not have it. When we live in the wish fulfilled and we live in the end, living in the end is the naturalness of knowing that it already is. When we're living as if it were fact, is a mindset. It's a shift in our beliefs. When we are embodying the person that we want to be, then it has no choice but to reflect back out into your reality. And when you don't see that, that's why we have to deny the senses, because if you start believing in what you see in your current reality, then you're going to start seeing the lack. You're going to start seeing why the thing you want isn't appearing. But it's an internal belief when we know that my state of being is what it is, and you have no choice but to catch up. The law of assumption states whatever you believe to be true is. And if you think something's going to take you a long time, like, oh, if you just do thoughts and you affirm, it's going to take you a long time to get the thing that you want. Well, that's just a limiting belief. If you think something's going to take you a long time, then it's going to take you a long time. If you believe that if I do this one time and I wake up tomorrow as that new being, as that new person, and as that new identity, then you will become that new person automatically. But do we see that directly in our reality right away? Maybe, maybe not. Everything in life has its appointed hour. It will catch up to you. So the real secret really isn't about anything outside of you. It is shifting our own self. It's shifting our own identity. It's shifting our state of being. And when we are doing that, there are parallel universes of you. Because imagine if you were to play the lottery, the numbers really don't matter, because what happens is that you are shifting into the state of the person that has already won. The numbers will automatically reflect the winning numbers, right? And that can be with anything. It doesn't have to, that's just an example. But it led me here to share with you guys that anything you want in your life is possible when you believe in yourself and you believe that you can get the things that you want. Drop the things that don't make you feel good. Only practice the things that are leading you to the manifestation. A lot of times we think that, if I do all these things, it has to come, but we have to live our life and know for a fact that whatever it is on its way. So, other than going to sleep and living in the end and imagining the thing that I want, or even sometimes if I'm too tired to imagine, I would just repeat what I want over and over until I fall asleep. During the daytime, the only things that I'm really focusing on is just my reality and knowing and smiling and living life knowing that it's going to come to me. I don't know when, but it doesn't really matter because I'm already living in the end. We have to manage our thoughts and hear the things that we are saying to ourselves, because if we're not talking to ourselves in the right way, be more like, I wonder what it would be like to have my manifestation. I wonder what it'd be like if I had this now. You ask your subconscious in this question form. A lot of times, even when I'm driving, sometimes I even catch myself in a negative pattern or a negative thought pattern. And immediately I learn to catch those things and change those thoughts as soon as you get it. Because all these beliefs, the limiting beliefs, are starting to come out, questioning the thing that you're doing. So if you're persisting in your manifestation, you're persisting and persisting, sometimes the subconscious will start to try to reject it. It's just like when you're doing subliminals or you're doing these meditations, during your sleep hours and you end up getting nightmares, is that the subconscious is responding to the programming that you're trying to recondition it with. And then it responds back with nightmares and crazy weird dreams. But that's because you're reprogramming your subconscious mind and it's trying to fight back. So we have to persist in it until it starts accepting the reality that we are assuming it to be. Now, when it comes to manifestation, we are always manifesting. So if you think that you haven't manifested anything in your life, your entire life is a manifestation. The only difference between that and what it is now when you are aware is that you're just a conscious being knowing that those are manifestations, and that now you're consciously aware of your reality. So now you can actually program your mind to direct it in the way that you want, than having it to just go out and try to live life and go with it instead of living life and working from it. So we just don't want to think of the manifestation. So when it comes to it, we're thinking from it. So we're living in it as first perspective. So don't overload yourself. This is a lot easier than what you're making it to be. Everything should be flowing. Everything should be just coming to you naturally. Everything is just the flow of the universe, and you're attracting things as things come. If there's something you like, then you accept. If it's not, you ignore it and let it pass, because that is not your new state of being. So you're going to get a lot of things that might pop up of your old state of being. You kind of see it, you accept it, and you let it pass. And because that is just the old self reoccurring back in your life. And eventually those things will dissipate and fall away, and your new state of being and your new reality will become your new one. If you still want to know more, then check out this video here to level up your manifestation.